My name is Rhett. I graduated from Charis Bible College in Oklahoma City. I actually found Charis when I was looking for an outlet to pursue my calling to ministry, and we saw this advertisement in the magazine and just said, I'm going to go for it and go to this thing called Charis Day. And we came, and I was incredibly nervous because I am believing God for perfect eyesight. He's already taken me so far. I was born completely blind, but now I have some pretty good eyesight, but there's more to go, and so I didn't know if I could do it. But God just put this supernatural peace in me after I came, and as I did it, I just realized this is exactly where God needs me to be. And He built this foundation in the Word through me with this Charis Bible College classes. He helped me to get baptized with the Holy Spirit. He taught me how to not only to hear the Word for myself, but to be able to apply it and share it with other people. In Charis' second year, I learned how to put it into practice through presentations, through leading conversations in a Bible study type setting. And it's been amazing because after I've graduated, I'm now doing everything that Charis taught me how to do. I'm preaching messages through the equivalent of our church's Sunday night service, and we have a Bible study type thing afterwards. And this, my pastor was like, are you able to do this? I said, I've been trained for this because of what God has taught me through Charis. They had me lead communion in the church. That's what we did here. They had me do my testimony in church on a Sunday morning service, and that's what we did here as our first assignment. If God's drawing you to Charis, then He'll give you the ability. If God's drawing you here, then He'll give you the finances. So just trust God, apply, decide to take the step of faith, and He is going to train you for everything that He's called you to do. Yes.
So what was the most impactful thing of going to Charis? What touched you the most?
The thing that impacted me the most from coming to Charis was the meetings. The classes were great. They built a foundation, but the meetings were getting to be around people and getting to do these presentations really showed that God has called me. He has prepared me. And it trained me to do what I'm doing now. The biggest thing that I got out of Charis was the practical training of how to lead services, how to minister to people, how to function in the gifts that God's given me. And so that is really what I believe was the biggest impact in my life, was the practical side of ministry.
Okay. Now, do you plan on going to third year? If not, then where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, unfortunately, I do not plan on going to third year, but the interesting thing was third year was originally meant as, the original plan for third year was that you would basically be mentored by pastors. And then originally the pastors weren't cooperating because it takes a really special breed of person to do that. And so they started third year as a full class thing. I actually have a pastor in Stillwater that just moved in who has really taken me under his wing and is now doing everything that Andrew had planned for what third year should have been. And so I'm getting this practical experience in being in a leadership of our church. And so while God hasn't led me to go to third year because God's given me something special, if God's led someone else to go to third year, then He's got an amazing thing in store for them.
Okay, so give me one good encouragement for someone who's iffy about going to Charis for first year.
Well, if you're iffy or concerned about coming to Charis, I was too. I was very unsure of myself, and it was just the thing that God had me do is just take one step of faith. And so take the step of faith because you know that if God's drawing you somewhere, He's going to use it for something. It's not just so you can have it and sit on it. He's given you this. He's trying to build a foundation in the Word through you, through going to Charis first year, so that you can use it for something. And you may not know what it is. You may not know how you're going to use it. But God is doing this because he has a plan for you. And if you just take the step of faith and say, God, I don't know where you're taking me, but I trust you. Or maybe I do know where you're taking me, but I don't know if I can do it. Trust him, because he will give you the ability, and he will give you the direction to use everything that he's called you to do.
One last question, and I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it. In your relationship with God, what would you say would be the number one, probably the most difficult thing you had to do?
Let me think here. You know what the most difficult thing I had to do in my relationship with God in this whole Charis journey was the first step. It was the first step of coming to the meeting, because with my eyes, I did not feel able. And that was and God really had to deal with me and say, you know what? You are able because I say you're able. Just take the first step. If you take the first step of faith, I'll be with you, I'll take care of you, and I'm going to bring you to a place that you can't even imagine. Charis experience was so much better than I could have imagined. It was a perfect fit for me, and I would have totally discounted that in the initial first day because I thought I wasn't able. If you don't feel like you're able, God knows you're able. He knows where you're weak. He knows where you need work. He knows the things that he wants to do in your life. So just take the step of faith. Take that initial step and say, God, I don't feel like trusting you, but I know I trust you. I know you have a plan for me, and I know you're drawing me to Charis, so I'm going to take the step of faith. I'm going to take the leap, jump in with all I've got, and I know you're going to back me up.
My battery.